Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Pleasant evening and a very warm welcome to the National News broadcast. We are coming to you live from the National News Studios of Rupavahini. I'm Dulanjali Ananda.
And I'm Siobhan Pereira. Let's take a look at your headlines. A provisional allowance to Sri Lanka in connection with the Express Pearl damage. The Health Minister says talks with the World Health Organization will continue despite the fact that Nipah does not pose a threat to the country. Thousands of visitors flock to the Colombo International Book Fair. Dengue threat increases with the rain. 35 persons killed at a fire at a fuel depot in Nigeria. Sri Lanka women's team enters the finals in cricket at the Asian Games.
Now for those and other stories in detail, Minister Kehelia Rambukala says discussions will be conducted with the World Health Organization over future course of action to protect from the Nipah virus, despite the fact that virus does not pose a threat to the country.
The minister has made these remarks at a media briefing in Kandy today. Minister Kehelia Rambukala said that they will conduct talks with the WHO and find out how a program is to be implemented. He added that they should be cautious and not overact to the issues. The minister further said that a decision would be taken regarding those who arrive in airlines and those who engage in pilgrimages. Talks will also be conducted with the aid groups in the next few days. Minister Rambukala has pointed out that if Sri Lanka was able to become victorious after confronting the COVID pandemic, there is no reason to panic at the moment.
The Minister of Justice Vijay Rajapaksa says that the Treasury has received a sum of $890,000 as a provisional allowance over the damages caused as the result of the Express Pearl incident. The Minister was responding to a query raised by the national television in this regard. Minister Vijay Rajapaksa further said that the provisional funds have been made to offset the overhead expenditures incurred by the Marine Environmental Security Authority in cleaning the coastal belt damaged due to the fire in the ship Express Pearl. The insurance company of the Express Pearl is also scheduled to extend further interim allowance of 16 million rupees on behalf of the affected fishermen. The minister added that further measures are being carried out under the guidance of the Department of Attorney General.
Now, in some disturbing news, a businessman was shot to death in the middle of the Galle town around 7:40 p.m. last night. The police says the victim was Lalit Mendis, who has maintained a finished garment shop in the Galle town. Two assailants who came in a motorcycle were reported to have shot the businessman with a T-56 firearm at a distance of 400 meters away from his shop. The defense sources say an extensive investigation has commenced in search of the attackers. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Talduwa said that the businessman who was gunned down in Galle was 61 years old. Investigations are underway to arrest the suspects. He added that an inquiry will also be conducted to find the motive of the killing. The police has been able to unravel a racket of robbing people by allowing them to drink a beverage, which ultimately leads to lack of consciousness.
It has been revealed at a committee meeting that nearly 1,000 physicians have relinquished their duties within a period of 1 year. The meeting was presided over by Chairman of the committee, Lasantha Alagiyavanna, at the Parliament complex recently. Acting Deputy Director General Medical Services Dr. G. Vijay Surya said that in response to a query raised as to how many are planning to vacate this year, Dr. Vijay Surya replied that only a few remains to do so. But this fact has to be determined on the 31st of December 2024, as by that time there would be 670 physicians who would reach the ages of 60, 61 and 62. He also said that around 1,600 medical physicians are scheduled to vacate service from next year onward. Currently, only 2,500 vacancies of doctors exist. He also said that normally 10 doctors engage in internships and thereafter they directly go overseas.
වර්ෂයකට 1600 2004 ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉදිරි වර්ෂයේ සිට පිටවීමට නියමිතයි. දැනට වුණත් සාමාන්‍ය වෛද්‍යවරුන්ගේ පුරප්පාඩු තියෙන්නේ 2500කට පමණයි.
It is now the rainy season and the National Dengue Control Unit says nearly 63,000 dengue patients have been reported island-wide so far. It also points out that a decline in the number of dengue patients has been observed on a daily basis. In the recent past, around 300 dengue patients have been detected daily. Director of the National Defence Dengue Control Unit, Specialist Physician Dr. Nalinari Ratna says this number has now declined to around 100. Intense attention has been reported from the general public regarding the dengue control activities in the months of May, June and July of this year. During this period, it has become possible to control the spread of the dengue disease due to the presence of an appropriate mechanism. Despite the fact that the number of patients has not increased, it has been pointed out that there is a threat of an increase in the mosquito population. Sign Language Day was celebrated at the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs and Social Empowerment in Battaramulla yesterday.
The theme of this event is a world where deaf people can sign anywhere. According to the report on census and statistics for the year 2012, there were 569,910 persons with hearing and communication disabilities in Sri Lanka. The main medium of communication of these handicapped persons was the sign language. A sign language of high quality is an essential factor for the deaf community to maintain interpersonal communications with other communities. However, it has been found out that due to lack of such a qualitative service in the country, the Sri Lanka communities of hearing disabilities were deprived the opportunity to enjoy equal opportunities in the fields of health, education and employment. The sign language translation service was introduced in Sri Lanka in the year 2000 by the Department of Social Services. Measures are underway to introduce a code of ethics on professional fundamentals in sign language translation as a means to enhance the present facilities. A YouTube channel for sign language users also was unveiled in yesterday's commemoration. A program has also got underway to train government servants in sign language. Director General of Social Services Anoja Herath and Secretary to the Ministry Yamuna Pereira have also graced the occasion.
Minister Prasanna Ranthunga says agreements relating to the construction of 1,996 housing units under the Chinese government aid will be signed next month. The proposed houses are to be reserved for low-income earners, artists and media personnel. The agreements are scheduled to be signed at the Summit on Ways of Embarkation for Solidarity to be conducted in Beijing City in China next month. 108 housing units to be located in Palathuruwatta, Kottava will be reserved for local artists and media personnel. A further 1,888 housing units have been allocated for low-income earners. The government of China has granted financial aid amounting to 552 million yuan for the housing project. Both parties have signed a memorandum of understanding relating to the project on the 9th of January last year. Today is the third day of the Colombo International Book Fair.
Hundreds of thousands of visitors are flocking at the exhibition venue at the BMICH Colombo. The official electronic media sponsor is National Television. There are more than 400 stalls and every stall is filled with visitors. Those who arrive in the Ru Entertainment Trade Store will be able to watch cartoons and channel programs of the national television and also to purchase DVDs and magazines as well as Nanamira question paper sets. The book fair will end on the 1st of October. And we have more news from home in brief. A person who has fraudulently taken 2.6 million rupees under the pretext of providing employment in the state of Kuwait has been arrested. The Uva Province Raid Unit of the Foreign Employment Bureau has taken into custody the suspect Kadireshan Yashodharan, a resident of Atabage, Dambulla. The Foreign Employment Bureau adds that the suspect had fraudulently obtained money from 8 persons promising them overseas employment. He had been placed under detention till the 27th of this month after being produced before Badulla Magistrate. A head-on collision between a private bus and a three-wheeler in Galevela, Beligamua, on the Karunagala-Dambulla main road has resulted in the deaths of 2 persons this morning. 3 more others have received serious injuries. Bodies of the 2 victims have been placed at the mortuary of the Galevela Regional Hospital. An injured woman, a male and a 6-year-old child have been transferred to Kandy National Hospital. A bus heading towards Embalipitia from Jaffna was involved in the accident. The Homagama police station says 5 persons with a stock of heroin have been arrested. 2 electronic scales used in packaging heroin, a scissor and cash amounting to 98,000 rupees were also found in their possession. The second stage of the Lanka's sugar factory in Sevanagala has got underway yesterday after the lapse of 26 years. The event was conducted under the leadership of chairman of the factory, retired Major General Sarada Samarakon. The aim is to enhance the current production target of 1,250 metric tons to 1,500 metric tons. A social hospitality program on behalf of economically downtrodden families in Kahatagolava village in Kabidigolava has been organized.
Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva says that holding the 2023 Global Maritime Summit in India is the best opportunity to resolve the issues affecting Sri Lanka in the global maritime sector. He stated this during a conference organized by the High Commission of India in Sri Lanka to inform the Sri Lankan business community and stakeholders engaged in the naval and maritime sector about the 2023 Global Maritime Summit in Colombo yesterday. The 2023 Global Maritime Summit will be held in Mumbai, India from October 17th to 19th. The minister said as a country located in the Indian Ocean, Sri Lanka is showing successful progress in the field of merchant shipping, and hence special security measures should be implemented for the ships that use the Indian Ocean region, for which Sri Lanka will take steps to submit a series of proposals to the conference. Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka Gopal Bagle has also addressed the seminar. A group including Secretary to the Ministry of Waterways and Shipping of the Indian government T.K. Ramachandran has also expressed their opinions about the 2023 Marine Global Summit via Zoom technology.
We too consider this summit as a summit which is very much important to us. We in the Indian Ocean, our neighbors, and the Indian Ocean belongs to us. So, we need to secure it. We need to ensure the safety of the naval, all the vessels which are running in the Indian Ocean, and also the maritime safety as well as our ports which cater to the needs of the transshipment as well as other shipping areas. Our ports has to be in par with all the other developed ports in the world. Because maritime industry is an industry which is changing day by day.
That's all the news we have from home. Stay tuned for international stories coming up next.
Prima Kutumi, Pantamai.
කොළඹ ජාත්‍යන්තර
into the sky, according to officials and witnesses. The fire broke out on Saturday at a warehouse for smuggled fuel in the town of Asemi-Poji, near the border with Nigeria, where cars, motorbikes and tricycle taxis came to stock up on fuel, residents said. More than a dozen others were seriously injured and are being treated in hospital. A video of the fire widely circulated on social media, verified by Al Jazeera, shows a tower of black smoke and flames spinning into the air above what appears to be a marketplace as shocked people watch from a safe distance.
The death toll in a truck bomb explosion in the central Somali town of Beledweyne has risen to 18, a top regional official has said, as the Horn of Africa nation battled armed groups. The Interior Minister of Hirshabelle State, where Beledweyne is located, announced that the latest toll on Saturday in the wake of the blast that targeted a security checkpoint in the residential area. The Director General of the Hirshabelle Ministry of Humanitarian and Disaster Management said that 40 people were wounded. Earlier, a local police official put the toll at 10 in the blast that comes as the government forces have intensified the operations against Al-Qaeda-linked Al-Shabaab armed group. A NASA probe which has gathered dust and rocky fragments from an asteroid called Bennu has safely landed on Earth. NASA's OSIRIS-REx asteroid sampling mission, tasked with finding hints about the origins of life on our planet, has returned to Earth from a 7-year journey to the other side of the solar system. The billion-dollar spacecraft fired its descent capsule from a height of roughly 102,000 kilometers above Earth today, sending the capsule hurling through the atmosphere at speeds of up to 43,000 kilometers per hour before it slowed and deployed parachutes to land in the Utah desert. Inside the capsules is 60 grams of rocky space rubble from Bennu, a potentially hazardous near-Earth asteroid that has a 1 in 2,700 chance of striking Earth in the year 2182, the highest odds of any known space object. Yet what's trapped inside the capsule's rocket is of far more interest: the possible extraterrestrial precursors of life on Earth. A NASA probe which has gathered dust and rocky fragments from an asteroid called Bennu has safely landed on Earth. It is hoped that the material could tell NASA how life on Earth began. That capsule, which came streaking into Earth's atmosphere at more than 15 times the speed of the rifle bullet, descended into Utah West Desert with the help of a parachute. Scientists think the probe has 250 grams of dust on board, which will be analyzed by researchers around the world. The next phase of the mission is a recovery operation where experts will travel to the site of the landing and retrieve what is made its way to Earth. Bennu is regarded as the most dangerous rock in the solar system because, although chances are slim, its path gives its highest probability of impacting the Earth of any known asteroid.
Prima Kotumi, Pantamai.
Sri Lanka has been successful in becoming eligible for the finals of the women's cricket event at the Asian Games being conducted in China. The team was able to beat Pakistan in a semi-final match.
The Pakistan team batting first has scored 75 runs for the loss of 8 wickets within 20 overs. Shafa Sulfikar 16 and Muniba Ali 13. Deshika Prabodhini took 3 wickets for 21 runs and Kavisha Dildahari took 2 wickets for 15 runs. The Sri Lanka team in reply has fulfilled the victory target of 77 runs, losing only 4 wickets at the end of 16 overs and 3 deliveries. Harshika Samaravikrama has scored 23 runs and Ilakshi De Silva 18 runs. Sri Lanka will compete against India in the finals tomorrow. Even if Sri Lanka fails to gain a gold medal in tomorrow's match, it could still be satisfied with the silver medal. Accordingly, this would be the first medal recorded by Sri Lanka in the Asian Games event after the year 2014.
Loving this build up around the wicket.
The finals of the under-17 and 19 men's and women's events in the DSI Super Sports School Volleyball Tournament were conducted at the Sukadadasa Indoor Stadium in Colombo today.
Hungama Vijayabai National School won the Under-17 Women's Championship in a closely fought encounter against the Tissapura College, Uhana. The final tally was 3-2. In the Under-17 Men's Champion Finals, the Pannala National School beat Rajasingha Central College, Ruwanwella 3-1. Under-19 women's volleyball champions were Vikramashila National School's Giriyulla. The Vikramashila National School Giriyulla beat Sangamita Girls School Gampaha in the third and fourth and fifth rounds, despite the fact that Sangamita team has secured victories in the first two rounds.
DSI වයසවරු 19 පහළ ශූරතාවය තියුණු තරයකින් පසුව හිමි කරගන්නවා වික්‍රමශීලා මාධ්‍ය මහා විද්‍යාලය නැත්නම් ජාතික පාසල හිමි කරගන්නවා වයසවරු.
Now, England and Ireland have emerged winners in the World Cup rugby tournament matches played yesterday. The match between Georgia and Portugal has ended in a draw.
A C division match between Georgia and Portugal has ended without a result, as both teams were tied up with 18 points. At the end of the first half, Georgia was leading 13-5.
What a pass inside. Stockty's away. Oh, he's gone. Stockty's in for a double. Nerve shredding of finales. Final 15 seconds of play. Portugal scheming for a penalty. Oh, they got one.
Searching first points here. They have an advantage. Vunipola off the base.
England has competed against Chile in a D category match and recorded a massive victory of 71-0 at the end of the first half, as well as England was leading 31-0.
Opportunity. Marcus Smith puts it on the toe. Smith looking for it to sit up. It does so. Marcus Smith taking the jumper's feet away. Ribbons this time lands safely. It is for England, and here's Arundel. Arundel with 3 tries so far. Henry Arundel! Oh wow! Still working for England. Lawrence, lovely hands to Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith, he's got so many options, and guess who? It's Arundel.
Does Johnny Sexton?
There it is. Hands behind.
To the right. No, the numbers there. Ireland will score, and they put it down.
In an epic thriller, South Africa has clashed with Ireland in a B group match and was leading 7-3 at the end of the first half. However, Ireland has managed to gain an upper hand in the second half by scoring a 13-8 victory in the tournament, which is being conducted in France.
Prima Kottumi, Fantamai.
And that's all the news we have for tonight. Join us tomorrow at the same time for the very latest on Channel Eye. I'm Delanjali.